Pleasure to be here today. Good to see a good audience. So Mexico is our focus. We have a project called Copalquin, which is a district-scale property in the Sierra Madre Trend of Mexico. It's a prolific gold-silver trend. There are literally dozens and dozens of high-grade gold-silver districts all throughout that trend. So what we're building there, and what's most attractive about this district, is a high-margin proposition. So it's got high-grade ounces. So what was the standout for this district when we first optioned it as a private company in 2017 were the gold grades relative to the silver. So it's a silver district, by far the most abundant metal across the district, but the gold grades and the fact that it's a well-preserved epithermal gold-silver system. So it has a huge vertical profile to the system. It's well-preserved. We've got over 1,200 meters of the system is mineralized across 9 kilometers. There are 2 or 3 trends of mineralization across the district, 70 square kilometers, and we've done a lot of work, particularly over the last 12 months, to really demonstrate that this district has the district scale potential that we believe it has. Quick snapshot of the company. So just to sort of underpin the same, that a number of big shareholders do share the same view that we have. We've got 41% of our shares are held by global mining institutions. So good names on the register, and they believe in the district scale potential that we have here. Board and management, we have a significant holding between us, about 15%, and we're well positioned with our cash balance to keep advancing this, and we have a fully funded program with a third drill coming into the district early next year, and then we'll be able to demonstrate not just the nearer surface resource potential that we have there, but also the big system that we're continuing to develop. Small board currently. We've got good spread of skills across technical and capital markets and corporate governance. We've only just had our dual listing on the TSX-V for about 12 months. So we're ASX listed. We were a private company initially. We vended it into Mithril in 2020, raised some money, started drilling at the project, and now we're dual listed. We're the only Australian company with a Mexico focus. So we see North America, and the same with our institutional holders. So a North American listing as being a key to advancing this and getting the eyes on it and seeing the potential as we continue to advance it. Management team and advisors, we've got very experienced guys in capital markets as well as technical. Colin Jones, our technical advisor, based in Canada, very experienced with these type of epithermal gold-silver systems all over the world, and clearly saw very quickly the district scale potential we have there. Just where we are, we're in northwest of Durango State. It's an excellent mining region. Some big names around us, including Fresnillo with 2 operations, and Endeavour Silver, Guanajuato Silver, and Luca Mining. The nearest ones to the north of us is Palmarejo. Palmarejo is notable in that, for myself, in that that's where I had my most significant personal success there. I've been working in this region for over 20 years. Palmarejo was an Australian company with Bornisi Gold. Very quickly, we had a 3 million ounce gold equivalent resource there. Within a couple of years of drilling, I got the environmental authority to mine there. Was halfway through construction, building a 2 million ton per annum operation. And when we had several majors wanting to take us over, Core Mining took us over for $1.3 billion in 2007. And that became their flagship property. And what they've grown that into now, they're still mining there. There's multiple mines all across the district, and there's probably around 5 million ounces of gold and 300 million ounces of silver that they've produced and what they've currently got in reserves and resources. So when we saw Copalquin, we thought this is another Palmarejo-style district-scale property. The difference is it's a silver district, but the gold grades are about double relative to the silver compared to what Palmarejo has. That's a view of the district there. It's 70 square kilometers. It's a big area. It's 10 kilometers east-west, 7 kilometers north-south. All those dots there, we flew a high-resolution LiDAR topographical survey over the district early last year. And we knew there was about 70 historic mines and workings across the district. But what that LiDAR showed us was there's actually 300. There's 93 mine adits. There's 7 mine shafts we didn't know about, and there's activity in areas, particularly up to the north, that we didn't know there'd been any historic mining activity. It's quite a young district relative to some of the other districts in the Sierra Madre Trend, in that the first mining didn't occur there until about 1850. It saw about 50 or 60 years of intensive mining activity there. There were up to 5,000 people living in the district in the late 1800s. This is well documented in the engineering and mining journals of the time, and it was a significant producer in the Mexican mining scene. So everything stopped, like in Palmarejo, around the time of the revolution, and never really saw any activity until a couple of Canadian juniors did some drilling in the late 90s, early 2000s. The second company went into administration with some other problems and left a contract registered on the concessions. It sat there for 10 years. No one was able to really do anything with it. Accrued about $1 million of taxes. So when I went there as a private company, we optioned it, got it cleaned up, vended it into Mithril, and started drilling there in 2020. So we currently have a high-grade resource at the first target area of the district. So we did that within 14 months of drilling. It's about 530,000 ounces gold equivalent at 140 grams per ton silver and 4.8 grams per ton gold. So those are some of the highlight drill intercepts we have there. So the top half, those were the highlights that went into that resource, and the bottom half is really what we've drilled since then, and we're looking to upgrade that resource in the first half of next year. I've been drilling there the last 12 months to expand that. We keep getting good intercepts. We're learning more about that resource, and we're expecting to put a very robust, good quality resource when it comes to doing that resource estimate updates in the first half of next year. So we're looking to approximately double that. You can see those two ones that are highlighted there. The first one, hole 77, when we drilled that in 2021, that was the seventh highest grade gold intercept reported in the world in 2021. Hole 159 last year, that ended up being the 16th highest grade gold intercept reported in the world. So two good statistics to have there on just one target area of a dozen targets we have within the district. The furthest most column on the right there, the gold grade equivalent times meters, so the grade thickness, anything above about 10 to 12 is a good underground mineable width. Clearly we've got a lot in excess of that, so this will be a very attractive future development there by the time we upgrade that resource and start doing some feasibility work. When I did the maiden resource, I did some mining study work on it. It showed it's all potentially underground mineable, average sort of widths 4.5 meters, and using fully mechanized underground mining methods and taking advantage of the topography there. We also did some metallurgy. We get 91% of the silvers recoverable and 96% of the gold just using conventional flotation and cyanidation process that's typically used in this region of Mexico. That's just a view, a slice through that resource block model that was done back in end of 2021. We've been filling in some gaps there. We've also expanded it out to the east and the west. Recently we put out an 8-meter intercept at 10 grams gold equivalent, extending it another 300 meters to the west. So we'll continue drilling out to the west now. A couple of months of drilling there, and then we'll have to do a cutoff there on the drilling there, and we'll do the resource estimate update. I'm expecting to get a very good number there. Just where we are, what we have around us. So it's a fairly isolated district. That's why another reason why it sat there for a while. Since we've been drilling there, when I first started drilling there in 2020, we were using air support to fly the drill in there. We were using mules and moving the core around, flying people into the district. Now we've opened it up. We've got a road network there. We've got a road upgraded that goes into the southwest of the property, and we've really advanced our infrastructure there. We've got 2 exploration camps, and there are 4 flights a day into Chihuahua City to the north of us on American Airlines from Dallas, and then from Chihuahua an hour-and-a-half Cessna flight. We're into the middle of the property. So we've advanced things significantly there with infrastructure. We're only 20 kilometres south of National Highway 24. There's a transmission line running all across along that highway there, and we have sub-transmission line running to the east of us. We've got there's no ejidos there, none of these landowner cooperatives. It's all national land. So currently at this stage, there are no red flags to a future development there. ESG-wise, not a lot of people live in the district. There's only about 80 dwellings that we've surveyed in the district. About 40 of those are inhabited. There's a few settlements there. Most of the people have lived in there for generations. They're highly skilled. We employ 40 local people. The local town, nearby town of El Durazno has about 2,000 population, so we service everything out of there. So we've got good relationships. I've been in this region now, in this particular area of the region for 7 years, and we've built up excellent relationships, and everyone wants to see this be developed into a mining operation at some stage in the future. Fully compliant with all our obligations. We've got 5 years of environmental permit there to continue our exploration work, and so the Mexican, the government is really supporting us, and they're supporting indeed all activity there to keep advancing the resources industry in Mexico, which is very rich. We get all our value-added tax back from the Mexican government, which is 16%, and that's an indication that we have everything in good standing there. So what's next for us? We've got 2 drills turning there now. We'll complete the drilling at Target 1, get that resource update done. The second drill has just started drilling at Target 5, which is just to the south. It's at much lower elevation, and there we've got much more silver rich. It's about double the value in the silver compared to gold. Whereas at the Target 1 resource area, we're about 3 times the value in the gold relative to the silver. We've got a third target area drill ready. We're going to bring the third drill in at the end of this year, start drilling that early next year. So we'll have 3 drills turning. Once I finish the drilling at Target 1, I'll then move that drill across to start doing some of the district defining system type drilling that'll demonstrate that we have a very large epithermal gold-silver system there, and we understand the reason why we have all this noise near the surface of these historic workings, all the drilling we've done across the district, that we understand the feeder system that created all this, and it is a very large system. We're funded to do about 45,000 metres of drilling, and that'll include the resource update, the bringing on 2 other target areas looking like they're going to be a similar size to that. So worst case sort of scenario is about 2.5 to 3 million ounces gold equivalent resources in 3 target areas. The big potential there is getting that to multiples of that with a district scale model there that shows that we've got a very deep and widespread gold-silver system. We've got tight capital structure. We're priced well at the moment. We've got a number of catalysts coming on that'll really see this get re-rated and get more noted in the markets both in North America and in Australia. So just to skip through, this is our geology map. I like to show this. This is just the southern part of the district. All those coloured areas, that's all the mapping and sampling I've done across the district. I hired 8 geologists at the start of this year, highly experienced senior Mexican geologists. They've gone out, done a lot of rock saw channel sampling, very high quality sampling in all the old workings and the surface structures. We've got multiple kilometres of vein that's been mapped and sampled all across the district. We've got into all the old workings there, and there's a huge profile and big database built up of this widespread gold and silver mineralisation. So on top of that, we've got those ellipses there are what we currently have as the system defining type targets that'll demonstrate the scale that we have in this district, and that's indeed why we have such high quality institutional investors on our share register. They want to see the deeper drilling there that defines this district as the sort of scale that Palmarejo is to the north. That's it. Any questions from anyone?
Sydney is your primary market, is it right?
Sorry?
Sydney, Australia.
Yes, the ASX is our primary exchange. Well, we are dual listed now, but originally when we were looking to put it into a Canadian vehicle when we first, as a private company, but we had a couple of, that was taking a bit too long at that time. The markets weren't particularly strong. We had a couple of opportunities on the ASX, so in the interest of just getting this moving and raising some money, that's why we went the ASX route, but we always knew we had to get this into the North American exchange. Yeah. Yeah, at the moment, there's not much volume there, but we've been doing a lot of work over the last 12 months to get this better established in the North American market. So we had the financing I did in July. We raised $11.5 million. Most of that went to institutions. There was some retail component there that went into Canadian investors. That comes out of the 4-month hold at the 25th of this month, and we'll expect to see a bit more liquidity start to sort of pick up in the North American market. But currently, it's about 10 times the volume trades in Australia compared to Canada.
There's one more back in the corner.